We've got to be the only organization on the planet that can't make money selling weed. Right? I mean, I was knocking on doors in 2024, and a young guy answered the door, and I asked what he did for a living, and he said he worked for the provincial government. And I thought, don't know if this is a conservative voter, but I probed a little more. And so, what do you do for the government, sir? And he said, and this is October of 2024, he said, my job is to work in the Ministry of Health, answering the COVID hotline. And I said, well, COVID's kind of over. And he said, yeah, I haven't had a call in 2.5 years. And I said, but you're still employed? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, so you stare at a blank computer screen all day? And he said, don't be stupid. I've already got another full-time work-from-home job, and I do that all day. And so, we asked the question, can you make these cuts? Because we all want to preserve healthcare. We all want to make sure there's great healthcare. But when you hear stories like that, you realize there is efficiency to be had. My dad was in the Air Force in the 60s, and he used to tell the story that, if they got a fuel allotment every month, X thousand gallons of fuel. And if by the end of the month they hadn't used all the fuel, they flew fighter jets to Nova Scotia, loaded them up with lobster for the officers' mess, and flew them back. Well, that's what your government does, right? That is how government budgeting works. And the one thing I want to bring from the private sector is we start with a zero-based budget. We start by asking the question, does it need to be done at all? If it needs to be done, does the government need to do it? If the government needs to do it, can we do it in a way that's more affordable using the private sector? And we need to go through that careful review. And I know we're going to find opportunity in there. And it's not going to be small. It's not a million here, million there. It's tens of millions and hundreds of millions that add to billions. And of course, we need to grow our economy. British Columbians have no more tax dollars to give. Absolutely no more tax dollars to give, corporately or individually. So we have to grow the economy to fuel this. And I think the combination of the two, to Ian's well-said point, you win here by growing revenue and decreasing expense. I would say we're going to have to be radical about it. And I know Ian said 5,000 people protesting on the legislature. If it's not 50, then I haven't done my job.
Thanks, Yuri. Peter?
Thank you. Well, I think we have to trust not only the 40+ thousand party members